Welcome back, Big Orange Nation. Another victorious day, Bob, in the house. Tennessee keeps rolling, 4-0 now.
We'll take it.
Yeah, guys, don't adjust your picture screen. The color on your TV set is not out of order. Just because my forehead looks like Bob's shirt right there.
Yeah.
That's what happens to me sitting in the stands and don't have shade for about far too long.
Should have wore a hat, Tim. Should have wore a hat.
Should have. Certainly don't have enough hair to cover it anymore.
Right.
Well,
There's a lot exposed there, isn't there?
God, yeah. Speaking of exposed, Tennessee's offense come right off the bat, and to nobody's surprise, exposed UAB's defense, which was a horrible unit. And of course, now our defense probably didn't play what the game they wanted to, but don't really put a lot of stock. Really, anytime you're up 40-some points, I don't put a lot.
I look at it a lot like the Syracuse game. We could have held Syracuse down some more if we needed to. But you're playing a lot of people. You're giving a lot of underneath stuff. You know. But now they do need to clean up some stuff.
Oh,
You
definitely.
can't have the miscommunications like they've had in this game. And I mean, a lot of it's just getting some people healthy will help as much as anything. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
I agree. I'm not concerned on some parts of it, but at the same token, I'm not going to sit here and tell you right now that our defense is playing near the level of last year's defense.
I agree.
We got to get healthy up front, and it'd be nice to at least get McCoy back there in the secondary and get a little bit more depth in the secondary. But
Yes,
we'll get into that in a minute.
I do have the belief that this defense could grow considerably in the second half of the season with some healed up injuries, a few players getting some game reps in them. I could see this defense being a lot better.
Oh, I agree with that. I believe at the end of the year, depending on our health, this defense will be one of the upper defenses in the league.
Yeah.
But as of right now, Bob, 4 games in, 40 points in every game. I think that's maybe first time. I'm not sure, but first time in a long time, if not.
Yeah.
Uh,
We've looked good. We've looked
Very
good
good.
offensively. I mean, well, it's UAB and they got a bad defense, but I mean, we've looked good. I mean, we're passing the ball very well. I mean, that's somewhat of a pleasant surprise. That was a concern coming into the season.
we were holding our breath on it.
We was. And we had a little bit of belief in the Aguilar.
That he might be a good fit.
Right. But the receivers have done a little bit better than what I thought they would have to this point.
Yeah, for the most part. That
Yeah.
seemed like the first couple of games they had struggled there at the first, dropping a lot of passes.
Right.
But seemed to have grown out of that. This offensive line has, even without David Sanders to this point, has continued to if not exceed expectations,
Yeah.
at least live up to some high expectations.
Well, I mean, Joey's yet to have a sack. I mean, unless you count the intentional grounding play last week, but no sacks of Joey. You had one on Merklinger today, but that was Merklinger's fault. So that's pretty dang good.
Yeah, and that's an offensive line, barring injuries, going to continue to get better, which it may need to, because I think I saw where Oklahoma had over like 10 sacks today.
They had 10. Yeah, I watched a little bit of that, and that was good defense. But Auburn's also got some issues on the offensive line, and their quarterback was much like Merklinger and Nico from last year. Jackson Arnold.
He didn't have a good homecoming, did he?
No, he especially the end of the ball game, trying to hold on to it too long. And you got to get rid of that ball. Got to get rid of it.
But our offensive line saying, looking good, wide receivers looking good. We're happy with their tight ends, although I think they're going to be position group right now. That's probably doing a little less the first third of the season than what I had expectations for them.
I agree.
Because we are a third of the way already through it.
Right.
Running backs, Bob. Do we have 3 really good running backs, or do we have 4 really good running backs? Or, I mean, I'm not sure, but we got a lot of them.
We do have a lot. I mean, I've been very pleasantly surprised. Star Thomas, um, the fourth back, probably Dwayne Morris. Uh, he's going to be a very good back. He's just a matter of getting a little bit of strength and getting better in pass pro. Uh, he's he's going to be a nice running back for us. So we're good there.
You know what? Though, before we move on from offense, I want to shout out to the coaches. We talked about we were going to have to do something to this offense, do some tweaking,
They did it.
And everything. And, there's a lot of talk about pistol, which we've seen very little of. We have
Yeah.
seen a little, but very, very little.
Very, very, very for you.
But you are seeing everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, so the addition of Littrell. I've never, yeah,
Steph Littrell.
Littrell. Yeah, I always have a problem with his name. As anyone that watches this very often, if your name's not Bob or Tim, we're going to struggle, and we might struggle with those. It was also interesting this week that the news that Jim Chaney had been doing had been hired in July to do some analyst work for the team.
Yeah.
So between his input, Seth's input, Joey, and of course the head man,
Right.
and everyone else involved that's had tweaks to the scheme. I'm sure Ellerby's had tweaks to his blocking schemes.
Right.
We have to give an A+ to this staff on offense.
That can't be understated, Tim. The biggest thing about coaches to me, why my son asked me one time, how come coaches are really good and then they just not good anymore? And I told him because they refuse to adapt, they have refused to change. They have something they do well. Other teams start defending it better, and they don't adapt. The great coaches adapt and can change and morph their offenses or defenses with the times and get better.
Yeah.
This is very encouraging for the
longevity of really Heupel.
Yeah, it tells me that Heupel gets it. He knows that, hey, I have to make adjustments, and he did it. And that's
he's not throwing his old offense in the wastebasket,
right.
But he's not just did little things around the edges. He has really reinvented and reinvigorated to this point this offense. Now we're about to get into an SEC schedule,
right?
And
hopefully he's left some tricks in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, also you already got your best SEC defense probably that we play out of the way.
True,
most likely.
Yeah,
but we're going to see a lot of good SEC defenses over this next few weeks, and it bodes well.
It does.
Very excited for this offense. Defensively, Bob, we mentioned it a few moments ago, but health continues to stand out. We need some people back.
The biggest thing positive from today, in my opinion, was the fact that I didn't see any major injuries. It didn't seem that we come out of this game about as injury-free as you could. So that was a major plus. And I think that will help this team more than anything moving forward. Is just getting healthy and not having a bunch of injuries pile up.
Yeah, because we're seeing some flashes out of some younger guys now out on the edges. In Ross and Weathersby and Herring and some.
Marion Dye had a big day today. He made some plays.
So we're seeing some flashes out there. These guys on the edges moving forward could be really good. That's a nice place to start up front.
Yeah.
But that interior though got to get healthy.
Yeah.
It may make the linebackers look better when they do also because sometimes they've flashed, sometimes they've struggled.
Yeah.
And
the
linebacker's best friend is a good defensive tackle.
Absolutely. It is. And we get this next game out of the way, which is, by the way, if you don't know, Mississippi State.
Yeah, undefeated Mississippi State.
That's true.
I wouldn't have bet money on that before the year.
I would not have either. It's road game, so if you make it through that game, then you have an open week. Talking about the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
You get out, then you can heal up, and I feel like going into the Arkansas game, you ought to have some people back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might get one or two back, possibly. You might get a Jackson Morey back, maybe a David Sanders back for Mississippi State,
Yeah, maybe Hobbs.
maybe. I'm thinking Hobbs.
I mean, not Mississippi State, but I mean Arkansas. Man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he'll be back for Arkansas. Hopefully you have McCoy back by then.
We're close to it. Maybe Alabama.
Yeah. So that would be huge.
You know, and start me, Bob, if you want to talk a little bit more about defense. But when you mentioned a moment ago, or we mentioned a moment ago, Mississippi State wouldn't have predicted them to be undefeated and ranked. Are they ranked right now? I think they are.
I can't remember.
I believe they are.
22nd sounds
Yeah.
right, but it may not made up.
I've slept since then.
Yeah.
I would have to say our schedule that was kind of poked at because of how weak it was, just comparatively speaking, honestly. You compare it to an ACC schedule, it'd be murderer's row. But in the Southeastern Conference, it was one of the better ones.
Yeah.
More manageable ones.
Yeah. I even seen it ranked dead last in the conference by one.
Yeah. I think we have more opportunities to grab people's attention now.
Yeah.
Mississippi State can be a victory that looks good on your resume. Oklahoma.
Right. Yeah.
Our Syracuse win that we had to open the season is looking better now with the Clemson beatdown that you gave them today.
That's big for us, and I'll also like to throw in there while we're talking about that. Anytime Clemson loses, that's good for us. I don't know how everybody feels about them as about a program, but if you look at the rise and fall of Tennessee, the rise of Clemson, the fall of Tennessee, they kind of connected. Now, I don't know if that's meant anything or not, but when Clemson got good, we dropped, and we go against we recruited
a lot of the same guys, so it's intertwined.
Yeah, Clemson dropping down should help us in recruiting.
Yeah, well, we're trying to flip Dre Quinn from them right now.
Right.
Which I think he decommitted. Did he decommit, or was that
that was Bowman?
Yeah,
Quinn.
Yeah, Bowman. Bowman did. Yeah, Dre Quinn did not decommit. Right. It was Bowman, the wide receiver, the Oregon commit, Tennessee kid.
Yeah.
Always a good sign when you're coming off of a Tennessee visit.
That's always in recruiting. You know that's a good sign.
It is. But yeah, to your point, we do in the last several years, last 20 years really, we recruited heavy against Clemson.
Yeah.
They went up, we went down. They seem to be going down, we seem to be going up.
Right.
So I'll take that.
Yeah.
The real orange is finally getting back.
That's right. All right, then. Well, we talked a little bit about the offense, a little bit about the game, about the defense, about the game in general. Anything else about the game that stood out to you, or anything that of interest? I mean, you've got.
Yeah, we'll go special teams. Not often you see somebody take a cheap shot on your kicker.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a mind-blowing one there. I mean, that's one that if a kid could get punished a multiple game suspension, that would be one.
Well, that was pretty bush league. Now, that said, he's already issued an apology, obviously, and his coach, Trent Dilfer, even in his press conference, said that he would be disciplined internally for that. He did not like to see that. I'm glad to say he could take a firm stand right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the kid probably after he done it, 5 minutes later, probably thinking, "Hell, I'm a dumbass."
Yeah.
But that's not something you see very often. Somebody come over, kick your kicker's foot, ankle, or whatever. So unusual. Just say it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was unusual. I like where we're at as a team right now, Tim. I wish our defense was playing just a little bit better, but offensively, pretty dang happy with where things are at. I like where we're not committing as many penalties as we normally have to this point. And we've got to be lower than average on that one at this point in the season. Let's hope that continues. It probably won't, but it seemed like a lot of the small ones a lot of procedure, a lot of
not having a lot of offsides on offense.
Yeah.
Not having a lot of lining up in the neutral zone on defense. Had some, but
Yeah.
not seems like they're down a little bit.
Right.
The Stupids don't have nearly a problem. Game time penalties.
Yeah.
You know, if we get a pass interference or a late hit,
Yeah.
I'll live with those a lot better
It's
than I
the
can.
delay of game, just the lining up off sides, the illegal procedure stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
stuff right there.
jumping off sides last week against Georgia may have cost us that game.
May have. I mean, then that's ones you got to eliminate. Looking forward, Tim. I mean, how do you feel like about things? I mean, as far as like the season, as far as our opponents, I mean, Florida looks a little bit down. Uh, I mean, so that kind of helps. I mean, they're not as good as what they've looked. I mean, right currently, as we're shooting this, they're losing to Miami. I'm not sure what the score is right at the moment, but it was like 10-0.
Yeah, first quarter early though.
Yeah. That one don't look as tough. Oklahoma probably looks about what we thought. Maybe.
Well, what we thought, but a lot of people didn't think they were going to be that good either.
Right.
We had them kind of tougher than some people did.
Yeah. Arkansas getting beat today by Memphis. I think that's back-to-back weeks they've lost close ball games.
Yeah, not good for Pittman.
So that game may not be quite what we thought it might be. Now Vanderbilt looks better than what we anticipated.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've actually looked very good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're doing tonight, but I think they're playing to nobody, so sure
I
they'll
think
win.
so, yeah.
They actually look like a pretty quality team, but I don't know about you, Bob. The fact that we play them late in the year, they're always beat up by the time they get to us.
Yeah, and that's one area where they can't match up with us nearly as well. I mean, you want to play those type teams late in the year because they just can't take the injuries. You know, they lose a few guys, and there's a bigger drop off with them than with us, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm. Alabama.
And they got a quarterback that likes to run all the time.
Oh yeah, going back to Pavia. Yes.
If Pavia gets hurt, they're a lot worse team.
Happened last to them. I mean, last year to them. That was what I knew that game was over before the kickoff because he was so banged up at the end of the year. They were not beating us. I don't care if they did go up 14-0. It was not something to worry about.
Right.
Overall, though, I thought like the way we are positioned going through the third of the year. I saw someone a week ago saying that he was going to bet Tennessee to make the playoff at plus 200 or something, 275 I think it was. He thought that was a good bet, and quite honestly, as of right now, I do too.
Yeah, I do too. Well, guys, I think that's mostly what we're going to talk about tonight. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and look forward. We'll have at least we may have a surprise video put out here in the next day or two. We're not 100% sure on that one, and may have one out, a little preview for Mississippi State. We should put something together for that. So look for that. But Tim, I think that's about go Vols time.
It's always go Vols time, Bob.
That's right. Go Vols.
Go Big Orange.